Iraq economic news and points to ponder late Tuesday evening, the 10th of June 25. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. An expert reveals the reasons for the dollar's decline in Iraq. Time: the 10th of June 2025, 18 hours 6 minutes and 13 seconds. Reading: 735 times. Economic. Al-Farad News. Economic expert, Duraid Al-Anzi, confirmed that the decline in exchange rates in the country is primarily due to the lack of foreign currency transactions in trade with neighboring countries, in addition to the collapse of these countries' currencies against the US dollar. Al-Anzi explained to Al-Farad News Agency, "This situation negatively impacts desire and increases demand for the dollar, which prompts governments in neighboring countries to reduce imports to Iraq." He pointed out that the local market is witnessing an abundance of many local products, which reduces the need for black market traders to demand dollars. The Investment Commission announces details of the first investment forum in Iraq. Baratha News Agency 19020250610. The National Investment Commission, NIC, announced details of Iraq's first investment forum on Tuesday, noting that the forum has strategic objectives to accelerate economic development. NIC Chairman Haider Makaya told the official news agency, "The upcoming investment forum, organized by the Commission, is the first of its kind since its establishment, and has strategic objectives to accelerate economic development in the country." He added, "The forum seeks to introduce the 141 available investment opportunities, all of which have received official approvals and are ready to be presented to local, Arab, and foreign companies." He explained that the opportunities cover diverse sectors, including industry, housing, renewable energy, communications, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, and others. He added, "The forum aims to attract the largest possible number of foreign and Arab companies to participate in infrastructure projects in Iraq, in addition to introducing international expertise to quality projects." In line with the investment law that requires the employment of skilled and unskilled Iraqi workers in projects, Makaya pointed out that the event will be attended by more than 300 international entities, including countries and companies, representing a historic opportunity to showcase Iraq's investment potential. Al-Hames. E-governance enhances the transparency of institutional work. June 10, 2025. Baghdad. Saad Mohammed Al-Kabi, the chairman of the Communications and Media Commission, Nofal Abu Raghif, discussed the activation of an agreement described as a legal and professional umbrella to preserve the confidentiality of technical and commercial data related to coordination and exchange operations between institutions. A statement received by Al-Zaman yesterday stated that the meeting reviewed the executive steps of the National Roaming Project and the activation of the NDI Disclosure Agreement, within the framework of the authority's efforts to establish the rules of fair competition and develop the communications infrastructure. In addition to discussing the interim regulatory framework for the implementation of national roaming, in a way that ensures the expansion of the scope of geographical coverage, and enables citizens to access communications service, by adopting a fair and transparent mechanism that guarantees the rights of all and prevents any exclusionary or monopolistic practices. Digital inclusion. Abu Raghif pointed out that this service is one of the most important tools for digital inclusion, which stimulates the market environment towards innovation and integration, praising the spirit of cooperation between the two sides while achieving digital and professional openness to move to an advanced stage in the telecommunications sector. The authority renewed its full commitment to follow up on the implementation of national roaming mechanisms according to a clear timetable to ensure regulatory compliance and achieve the reform goals in the telecommunications sector. Abu Raghif and the American company SpaceX Starlink, hosted by Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, discussed facilitating the company's work in Iraq. Yesterday's statement said, the Iraqi side welcomed the company's work to support network, information and communications technology, noting that Iraq includes many promising investment opportunities in light of the rapid urban and service growth and expansion it is witnessing. Al-Sudani instructed the concerned authorities to study ways to facilitate the company's work and expedite the necessary measures, stressing the importance of cooperation with the Iraqi private sector, within the vision of digital transformation. The company's delegation expressed its readiness to operate in Iraq, provide services, and cooperate in the Iraqi market, stressing that Starlink services contribute to digital transformation and its applications for public and private sector institutions, developing communications, and strengthening the economic sector within the framework of bilateral cooperation between the two countries. Abu Raghif and Vodafone International discussed the phases of operating the national mobile phone company. The meeting emphasized the importance of the project receiving direct government support, aligning with the priorities of the national program in the areas of digital transformation, and expanding the base of strategic partnerships with international companies with solid experience. The two sides discussed the general outlines of the proposed timeline, including the pilot phase and commercial launch, as well as discussing the mechanisms for sharing infrastructure, especially with regard to towers and data centers, as they are the basic pillars for a sustainable and secure launch. In addition to ways to benefit from Vodafone Group's expertise in supporting emerging markets, and comparing similar experiences in countries experiencing similar circumstances, as well as transferring experiences and institutional knowledge in a way that consolidates the professional path of operation and maintains the balance between service and investment. Launch Guide. According to the statement, in a related development, the chairman of the Iraqi Securities Commission, Faisal al-Humay, indicated that the launch of a guide to environmental, social, and corporate governance standards for companies is likely to continue efforts to enhance transparency in the operations of companies across all economic sectors, including telecommunications, industry, and tourism. Al-Hames said on the sidelines of the launch ceremony of the guide, followed by Al-Zaman yesterday, that the activation of the guide for environmental and governance standards was done in cooperation with the International Finance Corporation, and with financial support from the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Noting that, the guide has a great impact on the application of transparency in companies in the Iraqi Stock Exchange, and this is an extension of the work of the central bank. Within the framework of its launch of the Governance Guide for financial institutions listed in the market, according to his expression, he explained that it will be more comprehensive for all sectors, whether communications, industry, tourism or hotels, and will be reflected in increasing the quality of economic activities and financial transactions, by enabling investors to obtain complete information, with a great deal of transparency, to support their investment decision, according to what he mentioned. Al-Hames added that the application will be fully launched next year. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.